Hello dear student, I am Professor M. Kutwal, Department of Agronomy, Sadhguru Krush Agriculture College, Miresgaon. So in that today we discuss lecture number 3, the classification of farming system and factor affecting it. So first, two important classifications of the farming system. First one is the collective farming system, and the second, cultivation farming system. First, collective farming system, it includes direct collection of farm products from non-arable lands and natural fallows. Second, collective cultivation farming. Cultivation farming, in this farming system, community cultivates the land for growing crops for obtaining maximum production per unit area. So in that cultivation farming, in that cultivation of major different crops or major farming system, and they will be classified into sub different classes on the basis of the type of rotation and on the basis of intensity of crop rotation, uh, then intensity, and also the field system and perennial cropping system are some of the different uh, systems. They will be subdivided. Then also on the basis of the intensity of rotation, cropping according to the land water supply, and on the basis of cropping pattern and animal activities, on the basis of implements used for the cultivation, and on the basis of degree of commercialization. These are the number of different subclasses of the farming system of cultivation farming system. So basically, one by one we discuss here. The first one is the on the basis of type of rotation. So rotation means the sequence of crops. So rotation, these basically the utilization of the land, effective utilization by the different crops are cultivated in the same piece of land, in part of the year. So it will be more intensity or more intensive cropping. It will be maximization yield of the from one piece of land. And second one is the on the basis of intensity of rotation. So intensity of rotations means in that number of crops are cultivated in that specific area. So rotational intensity, it is the denoted by R, and it will be calculated by the formula. The rotational intensity R is equal to number of years of cultivation and length of cycle of land utilization into 100. So R indicates the rotation of area under the cultivation in relation to the total area available for arable farming. If 40% of the available land is one holding is cultivated, then the R is equal to 40. Then according to the water supply, so water supply, in that basically rain fed farming and irrigated farming, these two important types sub classification. In that, the rain fed farming means farming without irrigation is widely referred to the dry farming or rain fed farming. In that type farming system, so these crop are grown on rain water, depending on the rainwater and this available soil moisture from the rainwater, which is infiltrate or stored in soil. Then second one, it is the irrigated farming. In that farming system, water is applied through the external resources or sources in additional to natural sources. in well, tube wells, and some other resources, lakes, canal irrigation, and etc. So it will be whole the year of this cropping period. It will be availability of water is not limiting. So we call at farming irrigating or irrigated farming. Then D, it is the on the basis of cropping pattern and animal activities. Cropping pattern and animal activities. In that farming system, the groups according to the leading crops and livestock activities of the holding. So in that farming, each activity has different requirements to climate, soil, market, and inputs. So therefore those farming can be grouped together. Those gross returns, sale plus household consumption plus charges in stock are the similarly constitute the basically, for example, coffee, banana holdings, rice, jute holdings. So a number of the farming system including in that. On the basis of implements used for the cultivation in that farming system, number of different cropping system, the implements are utilized for the different necessary operations which are carried out in the farming system. First is the hoe farming, then second is spade farming, third one is plow farming, then animal traction and tractor farming. These are the number of different farming systems including that. On the basis of degree of commercialization, in that farming system, the subsistence farming, partly commercialized farming, and commercialized farming, these are the then also subsistence farming, partly commercialized farming, and commercialized farming, number of distinct different subtypes in that farming system. Three distinct type. First, the subsistence farming, where no sale of crops and animal products is done, only home consumption are obtaining from the subsistence farming. Then second one, the partially commercialized farming. In that farming system, where more than the 50% value of produce for the home consumption, it will be less than 50% of the produce, it will be for the sale purpose. And commercialized farming, in that farming system where more than the 50% produce, it will be produced for the sales and for the maximum profit or money earning from the commercialized farming, and that basically specialized farming also including that. Then next type, one of the important that is on the basis of grassland utilization. On the in that total nomadism, semi nomadism, translucism, partial nomadism, stationary animal husbandry, in that grassland utilization fund system. So system involves the rearing of animals of economic production, and on that basis these are different 5 distinct classes. First, total nomadism, in that system in which animals owner do not have a permanent place of residence. They do not practice regular cultivation, and their family move with the herds. It will be either it is a sheep or goat and cow and buffalo, other mostly sheep and goats rearing, animal rearing, it will be comes under the total nomadism. Then second one is the semi nomadism. Animal owners have a permanent place of residence near which supplementary cultivation is a practice stage. In third one is the transhumanism. In that system, the under this system, farmers with the permanent place of residence send their herds with herdman for the long period of time to distinct grazing areas. So it will be hiring this one of the herdman, and it will be moved from one its permanent place to grazing area. Then fourth one is the partial nomadism. In that system, farmers have a permanent residence and who have herds at the disposal which remains in the vicinity. The stationary animal husbandry, where the animals remains on the holding or in the village throughout the entire year. So stationary place, this animal rearing like buffalo, cow, and exotic breeds rearing in our household area, and the farmers having their permanent place, and they will be cattle shed, it will along with their farm, and it will be more stationary the farming system. So it will be different five distinct subclasses. Then after that, according to the size of farm, the small scale farmer, large scale farmer, these are two different subclasses. When small scale farmer means is done on a small size of holding, capital and labor risk is small, and the scale of production side to be small. In that one of the advantages of this system, it is the intensive cultivation is possible, per unit output is more as compared to large scale farming, and farm is easy to manage. Then large scale farming, in that when the farming is done on large scale with large amount of capital, labor, organization and risk is called as a large scale farming. In India, 40 to 50 hectare land holding is called as a large scale farming. In that some of the advantages, production is more economical, per unit production cost is less, and mechanization of farm is possible in that system, and better marketing agriculture produce, and increasing the bargaining power of farmer. These are some of the advantages of the large scale farming system. Then according to the land, labor and capital investment, so extensive cultivation, when more area is brought under cultivation to increase the output. Intensive cultivation, more inputs are used to increase the production on same land. Land remains fixed, however inputs are increased. Then these are two distinct subtypes, the extensive farming and intensive farming, on the basis of the utilization of inputs. Then according to the value of products, the specialized farming, in that specialized farming, the farm on which 50% or more income is received from the single source. This is we called as a specialized farming. Either it is crop production, livestock, dairy, or any poultry. Any of them, this obtain maximum yield from more than 50% the contribution of their income. The next, the diversified farming. Farming having several enterprises or sources of income, but no source of income equal to much as 50 of the total recipient. Then third, the mixed farming, the farming in which crop production is combined with the rearing of livestock. Then next, according to the supply of irrigation, next type of the farming system or cultivation farming system, that irrigated farming and dry farming. When we call irrigated farming, the farming in which crops are depend on artificial application of water is called as irrigated farming. Dry farming means crops are grown where the rainfall is less than 750 millimeter is called as dry farming. So dependent on the availability of water or rainwater in that situation, irrigated and dry farming. Then on the basis of type of ownership, there is ownership farming system in that family farming, then cooperative farming system. In that cooperative farming system, it will be number of subtypes, the bit cooperative farming system and collective farming system and cooperative tent farming system is substituted. And then another family farming, cooperative farming and situated farming, then capitalistic farming, state farming, personal farming, collective farming and cooperative farming. These are the some of the distinct ownership on the basis of ownership. These farming systems can be also occurring in our India. Then we discuss different components of a farming system. Number of distinct different components of farming system. First one is the crop and cropping system. Then second, poultry, piggery, duck, forestries, api or beekeeping, dairy, sheep and goat, fish, rabbit, sericulture and mushroom production. These are the number of different components of farming system. After the component, we discuss the what are the different factors which are determining farming system. The physical factors, first one we discuss here. These includes all external conditions and influencing, affecting the life and development of the organism: climate, solar radiation, rainfall, temperature, relative humidity, wind, soil, soil aeration and soil structure, soil reaction, soil fertility, supply of mineral nutrients, absence of growth retarding substances, topography, position of the farm on the top sequence. These are the physical factors including the crops, livestock, pest and diseases in comes under the biological factors. Then third one is the factor, it is the socio-economic factors, in that endogenous, then family consumptions, then health and nutrition, education, these also including that, food preferences, risk aversion, then attitude and goals, gender relations, exogenous populations, strengths of farm opportunities, social infrastructures, credit markets, price, technologies, inputs, supply, extension and say opportunities that comes under and that the different socio-economic factors which are the affecting the cropping systems. So I hope this video you have to useful to you us, and to gaining or improve your knowledge in that our course. So thank you.